Welcome back to another episode of Tides of Change. Each video takes a dozen hours to bring to life, so it would really help the channel if you could leave a like. And remember, members get early access to the next episode. Now then, back to the story.
Okay, here we go. Spira, you hand over the dementia medicine that was made for the Thrope called Marie, the elderly Thrope. You get the suspicion that it may have been the granny Thrope that you rescued during the demon attack originally, where the child and the granny you rescued from the burning building. That may have been the elder that this potion was originally made for. However, Jack is a bit hesitant. He says to you guys, what if I don't like who I was? What if the memories that come back to me is someone that I don't want to be anymore? You can see that there is a bit of hesitation, and it's a question that you guys will need to answer now. Do you want to force this drink upon him, or do you want to talk it through with him? Like, you can convince him to drink it, or you can pressure him to drink it. How do you guys want to approach this? Like, he doesn't have to. There's an option.
My first thought is to talk him through it, not force it on him.
I think Hyacinth would be like, yeah, maybe what if he doesn't like how he is, but when he gains his memories back.
Also, everyone give me an insights roll.
Wait.
Okay, so Hyacinth, you remember back in the Blood Bee cave just how far behind Jack performed in his physical capabilities, and when Spira and Sylaris did the alchemic analysis of his condition, you found that there was a disrupted flow to his spirits. So as long as this condition persists, you get the impression that he will never recover his true strength, or he will spend the rest of his days limited in his potential or output. And this is not factoring in that he was also born as a blank.
Should I tell them? I'm gonna tell them, the rest of the team, that.
Sure. How does everyone respond to this?
Well, we don't really know what happened, and if we want to fix the fault with his spirits, then maybe that's going to be easier if we know what happened and what caused it.
Hadrian looks at him. He's like, well, I don't know what kind of man my younger brother became after we parted ways near a decade ago, but the Jack that I always knew, deep down, I could trust him. I can trust him.
And the Jack that was with me in the caves was also someone that I feel like I can trust. So I kind of feel like no matter who you were in between then, you have a good starting position and you have a good position where you are at right now. And you're going to have memories of both.
Give me a persuasion roll. Like, I'll consider this like a team roll where everybody is giving their insights and opinions. So if you have diplomacy, persuasion.
I have advantage in diplomacy.
Yep.
It's okay, so it's plus 10.
So you roll 2 dice and then add your plus your stats to it. Oh my goodness, nat 20 on the Fae. Well, nice. Everybody can add to it. Because you guys rolled exceptionally well there, plus the crit, I'm going to factor in this into the results of him drinking the medicine that Dr. Sue made, the same doctor who struck a deal with the devil, who created wonderful healing capabilities. Right. It's not then. He's about to take this drink in the middle of the tavern where other people are. Do you want to do it here or somewhere else?
Hyacinth's just like, why not?
Fair.
I don't understand the implications.
Yeah, he's about to take a sip.
Maybe we want to do this in a more secluded area so that you can be more at peace with your own memories and not have all of the strangers around you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hadrian, Jareth, who's been sitting at the table quietly throughout all of this because he didn't want to speak up when pressuring his best friend's brother. Yeah, Jareth speaks up and goes, that's a good idea, I think. Yeah, let's go outside. Everybody steps outside, and Jack takes the drink and he hesitates a little bit, but at this point you guys have like convinced him that it's better to live a full life than to keep yourself held back
In the dark.
Yeah, kept in the dark. Yeah. So he downs the drink. Glug, glug, glug. He purses his lips a little bit. He goes, wow.
I hope it wasn't expired.
Yeah, his eyes, he closes his eyes as if he's just received a headache, and he puts his hands to his temples and he rubs the front of his face and he goes, whatever it's doing, it's doing something. He takes a seat on the bench next to where you guys had given Roderick his bath earlier that evening. You also notice that Roderick is outside with you guys. He's keeping very quiet, but he waves at Sylaris and Spira. He's just like, hi.
Spira's just gonna glare at him.
Yeah.
He takes a step
Hyacinth's
back.
gonna pretend he doesn't exist.
Yeah, Hadrian is standing there, but you notice that he's put one hand on the hilt of his sword just in case things go a little bit sour. He's prepped himself both physically and mentally. Jareth decides to stand behind Jack and rubs his back while Jack is grasping at his face, and he goes, it's a mess, but I can see. I remember. I am the Jackal. You were right. Hadrian, why? All I wanted to do was sail with you. You and Jareth just left me here on this island. My crew, they're gone. The pirates, the abyssal. He looks up at Sylaris. He goes, why are you working with them? I remember being dragged to the ocean floor. Some jellyfish was forced on my face. I could breathe, but the darkness, they dragged me down. He again pulls at his hair now as he's remembering it. Who was he? What was he? Scientist? A doctor? A madman? Why? Always cutting and torturing and pulling and teasing. He laughed. He played with my memories. He poked at my brain. He again is pulling at his hair. Perception roll, everybody, and Spira, I will give you advantage.
So perception roll is wit.
Wit and your highest mental stat, and it should be a perception skill.
Oh.
So if wit is your best one, then take that one. Okay, again, Hyacinth.
You are so good tonight.
Well, don't say that now. Don't say it yet.
You notice Hyacinth, as he's running his hands through his hair, you do notice tiny incision scars along various points on his hairline, and you can see that it really seems that whatever this thing is that they're talking about has been like poking at his head. And he continues, and he's like, the cruelty, the jokes, the taunting, would always tell me how to fix his little mistakes. He always laughed about the royal jelly, knowing that I would forget before the next experiment. I remember. He suddenly lifts up his foot and he rips off his shoe. And when he pulls off his sock, which has a hole, which had one of his toes through, as he pulls off his sock, you can see a bloodied scar in the base of his foot that looks like he'd clawed it out with his own nails. And he'd written in there the royal jelly into his foot as a scar. Like he literally scarred his foot so that even if he lost his memories, he would at least have a clue into like how to undo whatever was done to him. And he said, I remember escaping, running, clawing. I couldn't find one of those fish. I couldn't find one of those fish. So I grabbed, was it a shark? I don't know. I was holding on for my life, and my veins were about to explode and my lungs burned. And then I remember waking up on the same beaches that we stayed at the other night. And then, I ran into the forest blind and forgetting everything. And that's when I was looking for the jelly at the Blood Bee Cave. And that's when the Mer captured me.
I knew we should take that side quest.
He, again, feels like he's about to throw up. So he just stops talking and, cradles back and forth for a little bit.
And Hyacinth is gonna be like not touching him, but kind of like reassuring him, like giving him little whispers, like it's gonna be okay. Just take your time. It's okay. You're here with us.
Thank you. Jareth is also doing the same as well, and Hadrian seems to take his hand off of his blade as he realizes that the consequences were not going to be as dramatic as Dr. Sue's transformation. Let's see here. So you guys now are outside with the Thrope captains and Roderick and Jack. Jack
Who cares about Roderick?
No one cares about Roderick. You have an option here. You can either try to do an investigation on him, like using your alchemy. You could try and ask him more questions to try and push him to find more memories, or you can try and search for more of the potions in Dr. Sue's bag. or elixirs or whatnot. So you guys have options. What would each of you like to do here?
Hyacinth isn't going anywhere near the bag. She's gonna try to console Jack.
Okay, Spira and Sylaris.
I think I would like to question him about the abyssal's involvement in these.
I'm gonna look through the bag in that case.
Okay, so Sylaris, what kind of questions about the abyssals do you want to ask?
Like, can you tell me everything you saw when you were underwater? Do you remember anything more specific than what you just said?
He tries his best to remember. He shakes his head and he just goes, it made no sense. We saw them on the horizon, and then the next thing we know, they were aboard our ship itself. Hadrian looks up and he says, that's exactly what happened to us as well. So whoever got your crew got mine too, huh? And you see he snarls a little bit at the thought of it, that this has been going on for much longer. It's not a recent occurrence, because Jack explains that this happened a long time ago, that he was trapped under there for who knows how long, but it felt like a year at least. So it could be a year or more that he was trapped at the bottom of the ocean. He tries to remember anything specific about the abyssal himself, but he honestly can't differentiate. He knows that they held swords. They each bore scimitars on their hips. Yeah, they all had the same swords.
But I don't understand. Why are they taking people from the land back to the sea for testing?
I can't remember him. He's trying desperately to remember the person who was prodding at his brain. He can't remember anything except the cruelty of his voice, the mocking nature of the experiments being done on him. The person was always shrouded in darkness, or it felt like he couldn't see, even if he was looking right at him, he couldn't see the person. He had no idea if this was magical or some kind of poison or some needle in his brain. He doesn't know why. He just knows that voice. He'll never forget that voice, even though he did. Sorry.
Well, he does. Well, unfortunately he remembers now. But
yeah, he remembers now, but
he won't never forget.
Did they never told you anything about their intentions?
no, I was thrown underwater and forced to breathe from that jellyfish like thing. I felt like I was being strangled as I was being dragged to the depths, into the darkness and the abyss.
And how many of you were dragged under the...
He tries to think back. He says, some of my crew, I was neither the first nor the last to be pulled in. So maybe some of my boys are still out there, but I don't know. It's been years. If anything, they'll probably be riding in a new crew or made their own. Jareth speaks up and he says, well, in that case, they'd probably be at Froz, or we would find answers at Froz, which you guys know is the island nation over here. So if you want to find out info about his old crew, Froz is probably your best bet. Spira, let's do your digging through the bag. Give me... Okay, there are eight different potions in here, or 8 different bottles, and they have different labels, and you get the impression that they can each do different things. So give me a number between 1 and 8, or you can roll an 8-sided dice and we can start on that one.
We're gonna do an 8-sided dice.
6. Okay, so you pull out what seems to be a purple bottle with a cork lid, and there's an intricate painting drawn on it, which has a key surrounded by swirling clouds and stars. Give me an apothecary roll. Sylaris, you can also contribute to this with your alchemy, if you'd like to also kind of get a sense of what's going on with it as well, if you'd like.
Is that apothecary and intelligence?
Yes, apothecary and intelligence, and then we'll have Sylaris supporting.
Yeah, but the alchemy is not a skill then, so it's just plain D20.
Yep, but you can also add on. Let's just see how high Lael's goes as well. Sorry, Sylaris's goes as well. So you're casting your magic, whereas Spira is using her apothecary knowledge. So you're combining the two of them. You can do a alchemy analysis of it, whereas Spira is applying the medical aspect of it. So you're joining forces essentially. Spira, the results of this one and any buffs that Lael gives on here will go towards the other potions. Right. So you got a nat 20. So judging by the detail of the painting on there, plus 18. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, you immediately get the impression, the both of you working together, that this must be some kind of sleeping aid. In fact, because you rolled a nat 20, Spira, you immediately realize the concentration of this is far higher than what you would have expected. And it means that there could be a side effect of that this sleeping potion might cause the person to remain unconscious until it is purged from the system. So it's a sleeping potion bordering on the edge of a coma potion. Yeah, that was one of the more dangerous ones. Okay, let's see. You rolled 18 on your alchemy. So Spira, can you also roll alchemy as well now?
Yeah. Resolve and composure and arcana.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
Nice. Oh my goodness. Okay. We'll go a little bit faster through these then, because yeah, you've just absolutely cracked it. Okay, so the first one is a yellow potion with a bright yellow sunbursts painting on it, and you immediately, when you uncork it and you give it a sniff, you realize that this is a revitalization therapy type of elixir, in that when you drink it, you will feel your fatigue be temporarily washed away. However, there is a high chance that one could form an addiction if they took this too often. And then there's also the potential drawback of the fatigue returning with a vengeance. The second one is called Serenity's Tears. The painting on it was of a woman holding her hands in her face. Holding her face in her hands. And you get the impression that this is very soothing. You get hints of lavender coming off of it. And you find that this is a stress relieving type of elixir. And there doesn't seem to be any kind of negative consequences that stand out to you based on this one. So you have, you have the revitalization. You've got the Serenity's Tears. The third one is very interesting because it is a dark blue bottle with the painting of an abyssal on it, and it actually has a label on this one called Abyssal Tonic. Sylaris, the moment you used alchemy on this one, you felt your spirits recoil in rejection of it. You realize that whatever this is was not made for abyssal in kind. It seems that Spira's spirits were much more receptive to it, and the results of your combined knowledge and alchemy results reveals that this, while it might be an abyssal tonic, its actual effects is that it helps the user breathe underwater for the duration that it is in their system. So depending on how badly you need the bathroom is how long you can last underwater, essentially.
Oh.
So you can essentially swim for several hours, breathe underwater for several hours, or a day at most if you're really impressive. The label also has bubbles rising up from underneath the abyssal. So while there was an abyssal in the center, the bubbles was actually the main clue. It also subtly glows in the dark. the whole bottle. Yeah.
Must roll.
Yeah. The next one, you notice that it had Marie scratched on the label as well in the Dr. Seuss handwriting, which is quite messy. And there was a series of musical notes and planets aligning on the artwork of this elixir. And again, you've gauged that it seems to be a neurological balancer. So similar to it seems that this was part 2 of the 2-part treatment for her dementia treatments, where the first one that you gave to Jack helped him recover his memories, whereas this seems to be a stabilizer. So once the initial treatment, once the first potion recovers some of the damage, this one holds it in place for a duration. So this one might be worth giving to Jack as well. The next one is a bit scary because it's a an orange bottle with a painting of stylized flames and the words heat therapy imprinted on it. This one, your results are a little iffy, but Spira, you get the impression that the ingredients, particularly the use of ginger and turmeric, it seems that this is a elixir that enhances body temperature. It might even induce fever. So the risks of such a thing could be dehydration or even overheating risk. Let's see, what else have we got? We got the sleeping potion we've done. Then we've got 2 more to go. So the next one is a clear bottle with a purple tongue on it.
Ew.
And thanks to your alchemy roll, you realize that this has something to do with the taste bud. It's not a poison, but rather it's something that assists people with eating in some manner. It seems to be some kind of eating assistant. And then the last one is a clear bottle with a clear liquid, and the label doesn't have a painting, but rather it's a square that has the label in the middle part cut out of it. Everybody give me an intelligence roll.
What's that?
You can add investigation to it as well if anybody's got investigation. Oh yeah, I can do that for Nyx.
Of course.
Oh no.
And for Nyx. Yeah, you
I don't know what
guys.
this is.
Yeah, you guys have no idea what the clear bottle with the clear liquid with the clear label could mean. Yeah, that one's a mystery. That's all of the different bottles. I will add them into your inventory, Spira, in a bit, but do you want to give part 2 of the treatment to Jack, or do you want to wait a little bit while he stabilizes? Which do you feel is better?
We should.
I was thinking that he might need to stabilize for a bit, not too long though.
Yeah, you did notice earlier that he looked like he was about to throw up after all these memories came back to him. So anything that he consumes now might actually return with a vengeance. So,
Yeah.
all right. So with that out of the way, you guys have discovered the contents of the bag, and Jack essentially dismisses himself and says he needs to lie down. He does not feel good. He accepts the potion from you, and he thanks everyone. You know, he says these memories are horrible, but it's better to know who my enemy is than to have lived in ignorance. And you see he walks with slightly more confidence and purpose now. You can already see that gaining some of these memories has had an impact on how he holds himself. He's much more determined in the way that he holds himself. So yeah, you can see that a part of him, his old self, is already returning. So yeah, he trudges back into the Chlorin Pour and heads back up to his room. Hadrian sits back down, and you can notice that his hands are shaking. You can see this has also been quite a day for him as well. Jareth dips into the Chlorin Pour and comes back out with a few more drinks and snacks, and basically is like, I do believe that we need to celebrate today a little bit. You know, you met up with your brother again, and half of the crew has survived at least, and we got to see some old friendly faces. He gestures to the 4 of you. So it is it's been one hell of a night. I say that we reconvene in the morning. I think Hadrian and I are gonna stay out here for a little bit.
Can we stay with you?
Stay with us? Well, I promised that you would you're always welcome on our ship. Unfortunately, our ship is somewhere out there in the middle of the ocean right now, but Laura promised that our old vessel would be back up and running soon. Hadrian laughs a little bit, and he's just like, it has been a while, hasn't it? We're gonna have to get the old flags out.
What about supplies?
Oh, don't worry. We'll chat with Laura and them in the morning. We'll sort out everything. We can't just go in and attack without prepping a little bit. Hadrian laughed. Jareth agrees. He says, yes, we need to be in our best condition before we counterattack, because they're not expecting an attack. And as much as I know Hadrian, he's going to want to punch back. It is the pirate way, after all. When you get punched, you strike right back. You see, he grins a little bit as well, which is uncharacteristic for Jareth, because Jareth has always been, very level-headed and such. But you can see that a little bit of his youthful days comes back out at the thought of them going on another pirate adventure, even though they'd hung up their pirate capes a while ago.
Oh.
agree with that.
So what do you guys want to do? You've got your rooms. Is there anything you want to do before tucking in for the night?
Yeah, I would like to go on for a swim before I go to bed.
Okay. I will quickly drag Lael into another room for a second, guys. We'll be right back.
Okay, fine.
Okay, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So
I need answers.
yes. The moment you climb into the water, you feel that sensation on your amulet that was created for you by one of your leaders. So Lady Thal's amulet begins to resonate with spirits as you realize that it's receiving another pre-recorded message. You immediately hear her voice in your mind as it speaks, and it goes, Sylaris, excellent work so far on reporting on everything that has occurred. The contents of your messages over the past few months has been enlightening and both extremely concerning. The last time I reached out to you, I informed you that Captain Zur was heading towards Vergul to investigate why your father was being held prisoner there. However, things have now gotten much more complicated. For you see, in one of your reports, you spoke of this Zenai individual. Rumors of her adventures have reached even the bottom of the ocean. However, most disturbingly was when they casually mentioned that they had defeated a devil at Vergul many decades ago. This is not something that the noble class is aware of. We're not sure if the Empress herself is aware of this, but if a devil was in Vergul, it's certainly been covered up. In light of this, myself and Azeth have reached out to the Empress in Netherelis, and the Empress herself has called a summons of all noble leaders from all the cities. As a result of this, Captain Zur is being redirected from his journey towards Vergul and is to make an immediate return. Thankfully, you are currently operating outside the usual channels of communication and as, well, let's just say, lost at the moment. So my suggestion is to rendezvous with Captain Zur at Froz before infiltrating Vergul, because this will be your one chance to infiltrate the city while its leadership is missing. And as we initially said when we sent you off, we need information on what's going on here. First, there was the devil in Tidebreaker Fort, and now we've learned of a story of a devil once working in Vergul decades ago. Something is not adding up, and we want you to fix it. We want you to find out. That's the message.
Wow. At least I will meet with Captain Zur.
So you wake up the next morning, and you find that the Pour and Claw is much quieter now. Much of Jareth and Hadrian's crew have fallen asleep at their tables. They ate and drank themselves until they couldn't anymore because they finally have been able to relax after the event that happened to them on the sea. Jareth approaches you guys, and you see that Laura was already up at sunrise, inspecting the perimeter of the town. Her and Jareth approach you guys, and they make a proposition. Hyacinth had mentioned briefly in the evening the idea of the crew, of you guys joining the crew, and Hadrian would never complain, and Jareth already knows this. So Jareth is speaking on behalf of Hadrian and basically is offering that if you guys need to head out back to the ocean to go wherever it is you need to go, they are willing to postpone their striking back in order to take you guys where you need to, because you've saved their lives several times now. So they want to prioritize getting you to where you need to go before they rescue the rest of their crew members, essentially. What is it? How do you guys respond to this offer?
We will take this offer.
Yay!
Yeah.
You notice that Hadrian is still missing after a short while. You guys have breakfast at the Pour and Claw. Jareth explains that in order to get you guys ready for this journey, you will need to be prepared a little bit more than you were last time. Last time, all of you just showed up on the boat, and while you tried to help the crew with the sailing of their ship, your assistance with non-combat related activities was minimal at best. So they're going to need to teach you the ways of the sailor, and more specifically, the ways of the pirate. While this conversation is happening, Hadrian and Jack both come out of the same room. It seems that Hadrian went and spent the rest of the evening with his brother, or at least watching over his brother to make sure everything was okay and that he took the next batch of his medicine. Jack comes down and you can see that he is already much more stable and more confident. And also you notice that he seems to be a bit bulkier than he was initially, almost as if the rest and recovery had a positive impact on his physiology.
What?
Yeah, it seems that the disruption to the flow of his spirits is reestablishing the physical restraints on his body. So he was performing really weakly when you were in the bee cave, and already you can tell that he looks a lot stronger, you know, much more in line with the other sailors. The medication that he took, he has the empty vials from both of them, and he passes them to Spira, and he's like, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to take all of it, so I left just a small amount in there in case you needed to make more. And he hands them to you, and he also awkwardly stands there, and he's about as tall as Spira, so he's taller than everyone else, but eye to eye with Spira, and he just says, thank you, really.
I'm just glad I could help.
Everything is still scrambled up there, but you were right. Drinking this was the right move. Hadrian is very happy. He seems to be happy that his little brother is back, and the fact that his little brother is almost catching up to him in height. Yes. Laura says, well, this is all wonderful and great, and I'm really happy that everybody's having a wonderful reunion here. However, there is something much more important that needs to be done. She immediately grabs Sylaris and Hyacinth. Hyacinth, she places you on her shoulder, and she grabs Sylaris and Nyx and Spira and tries to drag you out of the tavern. The boys are a bit confused. They're just like, wait, what? They're just standing there ready to eat their breakfast. Laura looks at you and is like, what do you mean, what? There's only 2 weeks until the next full moon, and I need to make sure that everyone is acquainted with you and your scents.
Oh.
Yeah. She drags you guys from house to house and basically introduces you to every single thrope in the town of Upper. And she says the same thing. Hello, everybody. These are friends. They are not food. This is their scent. Shake their hand. Remember them. Do not forget. Essentially making you guys accepted by every potential werewolf and werecat in the village so that this will not be a problem. It takes most of the day because she has to be polite, especially to some of the more stubborn members of the village. But most of them agree. Several of them remember your faces from the incident with Dr. Sue, and they're appreciative of the help that you did to save their small little town. So yeah, by midday, you have met dozens of faces and shook dozens and dozens of hands. So yeah, you have been, what's the right word to describe here?
Hyacinth is exhausted from being sniffed all day.
Yeah, pretty much, because you're tiny, so they have to
so it's like their breath is just like when they go like that, they're like,
Did they send mark us?
No. They shook most of them.
They didn't mark us.
You're
watching too much content, Lael.
No, I'm just asking.
So the kids may have tried to smell your hands, whereas most of the adults would have shaken your hand and then very politely turned away so that they could get your scent from the handshake. You know, the more polite method of doing it, whereas the kids are just like. But yeah, you have been welcomed into Upper as official family. You do not have to worry about the full moon anymore, hopefully, unless the dice decide otherwise. But yes, you guys have essentially been accepted into the village. You've gotten all of the potions from Dr. Sue. You return to the Claw and Paw, and you see that the rest of the crew is now awake and enjoying their lunch, and many of them are heading out. Laura and Hadrian seem to have a brief conversation, and yeah, Hadrian comes over to you guys and is like, okay, so we have realized one of the mistakes that we made was that we sailed as a single vessel, which made us extremely easy to target. Based on Jack's memories that he told us, it seems that the attack pattern that this pirate and abyssal combination is singling out lone ships and taking advantage of the abyssal's, he looks at Sylaris and goes, abilities to give them the initiative in the attack. So our plan here is to separate into 2 separate ships. Using the one we commandeered the other evening, we will repair it up until it's back in working condition. And my old ship also needs to be made seaworthy once again after being hidden in a cave for almost 10 years. He looks at Laura with like a disapproving frown, like you could have stored it better, is what he's implying. you literally left it floating in a cave for 10 years. Do you know?
That was my baby.
Pretty much. So it's going to take a week or 2 for them to get all the boats back into optimal condition, which means you guys have 2 weeks to go through a pirate training program.
Yay!
Yay! Is there anything anybody wants to do in the town? Nyx is very excited to rush off and get their katana from Prot, because he did say it should be ready soon. So yeah, Nyx bounces off to go and fetch their katana. What would you guys like to do before we do the training?
Can I go shopping for some alchemical ingredients? Because I am itching to make some poison. I don't have any poison that I can use on my daggers, just in case.
You currently have the wood scrapings from the tree that got hit with the necros magic from Key's sword. You know, when Key struck the demon and the sword absorbed some of the necros, the dying spirits, and then Zenai purged the sword into a tree, and Arista ran over and was like, Sylaris, gather this. We can use this. So you do have some of the necros infused wood shavings, which I will just say this right now, very potent poison. You also have the strange luminescent sample that you took from the forest, and I believe also somebody took a sample from the Bloodv cave.
Yeah, I have that one as well, but I don't know any properties of the blood beeswax yet.
I mean, you can always perform an alchemic analysis if you wish. You can just give me a roll.
Let's do that.
While you're doing that, Hyacinth and Spira, what would you like to do before starting the training? Also, is there any skills you want to train as well? Sorry. Yeah.
I would like to try and figure out what Mary's potions were made of.
Okay, so yeah, give me an alchemic roll, and we'll also add in your apothecary on top of that to give you an extra push as well. So we're combining a lot of stats for this one.
Yeah.
So Arcana
29 plus, right?
Yeah. So let's see. 6 plus 3 would be 9, plus your apothecary is 10, so plus 19, plus your Arcana. So yeah, plus 29 to your roll. This is what you were built for.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Let's see here. So then.
No, I didn't get to.
Oh yes. Hyacinth, what would you like to do as well?
I'm gonna have Hyacinth sneak off since last night she didn't think of it, but I want her to use her dream.
Oh yes, the astral projection.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want to go during the night?
I'm gonna have her, or is this during the night, or is she? I
We
just
would
want
say-
her to.
We'll say it was during the night, basically.
Yeah, I wanted her to like look around to see if there's any suspicious individuals or like anybody, or especially making sure outside that he's not coming back.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Oh, I'm not sure if you do.
Oh wait. Okay. Yeah, there are several
like
people.
two
Yeah, there's several people. Yeah.
There's like several people after us.
Okay. Well, I will give you give me first off the Arcana roll for that. So composure, resolve, and Arcana, and then I'll tell the results for Sylaris and Spira. So Sylaris, you wanted to analyze which one?
The blood beeswax.
The blood beeswax. Okay. So you determine that you can extract the properties of both coagulation and what was it called again when you stop coagulation? So both forcing the blood to clot, but then also forcing it to not clot. I've forgotten what the term is for.
Thin.
To thin it,
A
yeah.
blood thinning.
Blood thinning properties. So you essentially can create a coating to put on your blades that could essentially create a bleed effect, which would not stop. So the bleeding would not cease for a long time. And vice versa, you could also create a bandage or a paste that would help clot blood as well. So if you received an injury, you could rub that paste on the injury and it would help it clot rapidly. So those are the two properties that you are able to extract from the blood bee sample. You will be able to apply this to both a jar of like regular jelly and for the clotting agent, and then also a vial of liquid that you can then use as a dip for your daggers and such, and your sword. Spira, you rolled insanely well, given the plus 29 stat. So yeah, you spend most of the afternoon, because Jareth and Hadrian are planning out their training regime for you guys. So you guys essentially have today to do your own thing before the training starts. You essentially break down all the properties of the elixirs and how to recreate them yourself. Sylaris and Spira head to the marketplace to look for additional ingredients on this. So Sylaris, you will be able to acquire some more traditional poisons like rat poisons, and because this is a port town as well, you also get some toxins from fishermen who fish up fishes that have venomous spikes and stuff like that. So you're able to collect a variety of toxins and poisons as well. Spira, you're able to
for free, or should I subtract some of my gold?
Give me a diplomacy roll so that you can try and get a discount on these. I mean, you did save the town after all.
Yeah.
Spira, you also top up your apothecary bag, so we'll just consider your bag to be refreshed, full of supplies to help treat the party and everything. Thank goodness for advantage.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yeah. We'll say that this costs about 5 gold for a good set of poisons and toxins, essentially allowing you to play around with them. So yeah, we got one medical bag restocked and one poisons bag stocked. Plus the very useful clotting and thinning agents that you guys created.
Should I remove some gold as well?
Yeah, make it 5 as well. We'll say that Sylaris assisted you in the negotiations.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for assistance there because I don't know how money works.
Okay. Now, going back in time briefly, that evening, we'll just pretend that Hyacinth is telling you guys what they saw. Is that okay? Is that okay, Hyacinth?
Yeah.
All right.
My dreams, they're full of violins.
All right. You cast the spell as you're drifting off to sleep, and you find yourself drifting outside of your body. Your spirits have coalesced, creating a direct connection to your soul. As your spirits travel out into the world, you can see Appa from above. As you search the forest and seas around the village, give me we need to do an investigation roll here.
Do I have investigation?
I'm checking now. Let's see, where's your skills? We'll add perception. We'll make it perception rolls here then.
+5. Okay.
So +9 to your roll, yeah. A little dramatic, the music, but... Oh my goodness, what is with you today?
Crit 20.
Wow! Okay. So, which do you want to search first? The forest or the sea? I'll let you have both because you critted.
The forest.
Okay, so you race out towards the forest in the night, and you make a beeline for the Bloodbee Cave.
I'm a moth.
You see a hulking mass by the river. This large ape man with yellow fur, covered in stings from head to toe. His body is swollen, but not in a muscular way that he was when you guys fought him before. Brachus is lying there at the edge of the river, soothing his bee sting wounds with what attempts to be what he hopes is aloe vera. He has scavenged whatever plants he thinks can help deal with the swelling, as his face is extremely puffed up from the hundreds of bee stings. It seems that he had used his regeneration ability so many times during that fight that he no longer had the spiritual amount to continue doing it, and so he has to heal the old-fashioned way currently until his spirit supply returns. He is out for the count for a while now, but he is licking his wounds both literally and metaphorically. You have a choice now. Do you want to go down into the Bloodbee Cave, or do you want to go out towards the ocean?
I don't see any reason to go into the Bloodbee Cave, so I'm just gonna go towards the ocean.
Okay, so seeing this, you feel like you've identified one of the potential threats in the area, and you are very relieved to see just how exhausted and, I don't want to say wounded, but definitely uncomfortable Brachus is currently. You head out towards the ocean, flying as high and as fast as you can, because you realize that in this form as spirits, you no longer have to worry about the altitude, the lack of oxygen, the wind resistance. You can travel at your maximum move speed without hindrance, essentially. So you race across the sky at top speed, and as you fly towards the distance, just before you're about to give up in your search across this endless blue, you see with the rising sun, you are very fortunate to see the silhouette of ships in the distance. As you approach, they are very unusual in nature, and you see that these ships seem to be unique in the sense that there are houses on top of the ships. There are a motley of buildings. Some of the largest ships seem to be almost like miniature floating towns where they are boarded together and sailing together. So it's a collection of ships with little buildings on top of them and walkways and such, and they're sailing together. And there seems to be a small fleet of smaller ships above them. As you fly closer, you can see that there are individuals who match the description of what a Kelpie was when you heard Roderick's story earlier that evening. You see these tall individuals that are similar to Spira in height, but their skin is much more smooth, and their hair seems to clump together in ways that resembles seaweed. This must be the Kelpies that you speak of. You also see an unusual species you've never met before, and they have large jaws, like strong jawlines, and serrated teeth, and all of them have black and white hair. So some have like black and white spots in their hair, some are just pure black hair, some are just pure white hair, some have stripes in their hair. But this is the Centauri. These are essentially the magical orca species. So you found the Centauri fleet, that one of these ships is carrying the unicorn children on them. And give me one intelligence roll, please. I know your intelligence is 0.
Intelligence!
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tella, when you missed the one session, we actually, because there was a bit of a level up, you gained 1 intelligence. So you're now at 0 rather than -1. You're no longer at
0.
No, I'm saying you were at -1 when you started this journey, but you actually gained 1. You're now at 0.
So I'm now at 0.
Yeah, now you're at 0.
Okay.
So
at least I got a little smart. Oh, dang it.
that timing.
A little smarter to 0.
After all those crits. Yeah, this is the middle
What
of the
happened
ocean.
to my crit?
Yeah, this is the middle of the ocean. You have no idea where they're heading, but you did find the fleet with the that most likely has the unicorn children on them. However, with
I feel like I'm gonna leave that part out because I do not want to spur on Spira again.
Okay, fair. So yeah, but with the rising sun, you don't have time to search the fleet itself, and you essentially wake up suddenly, so you feel a strange sensation with the rising sun, and you realize that your spell is waning in power as the spirits that have been fueling your travel weaken and disassemble. And yeah, you wake up in your bed with all of this knowledge, and you're like,
Instead of saying about telling that it's the Sylaris fleet, I'm gonna say that I found a big boat with big houses on top of them, and they don't look friendly.
Sylaris would know immediately what you're talking about. They've seen them up close.
She's gonna say that. She's gonna say that, and she has no idea if Sylaris is gonna know.
Exactly. Yeah, Sylaris, you realize instantly that was a Centauri fleet. You've been up close to one before in your first ever battle. So yeah, Sylaris, how do you respond to this? The knowledge that Hyacinth shares with you, that one Brachus is alive, and Spira as well. How do you respond to the knowledge of Brachus being alive?
We probably get out of here before he gets over here.
Yeah, he's quite far away from Upper itself because you guys flew in, so you made a huge distance. So yeah, by the time he finally has recovered his wounds and tries to figure out where you are, that is if he can figure out where you are, you guys will be hopefully gone by then. I can't guarantee that because it's a dice, but yeah, it's a good, you guys made incredible distance thanks to your primal soul ability.
Maybe we should warn Laura so that she's prepared in case Brackus comes over.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so Laura, when you tell Laura this, she's just like, oh dear. Remember what I told you when you guys first arrived at the village here, not to piss off the Sonwu and the Co? She starts to rub her temples and she's like, well, plausible deniability, I guess, because, I mean, even a Co should understand that non-Thrope wouldn't be at a Thrope village during the full moon. So, yeah, if you guys leave roughly at around that time, it would be kind of the perfect excuse because, yeah, I'm sure even one as thick as how you're describing him, even he should understand, you know, that you guys wouldn't want to hang around during the full moon. So we'll use that to our advantage. She sighs, hoping that this Brackus will understand.
If not, then he'll probably be maimed. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We are friends with the Sun Wu, though.
That is good. That is very good news. Hopefully.
In fact, I'm brothers with one.
What? Laura looks at like, explain.
Hyacinth said that out loud without even thinking.
Your siblings with a Sun Wu.
I've sworn. Sibling.
Who?
And with not just an ordinary Sonwu to top it all.
His name was
Was
Hiffa.
the prince. His name was Hiffa.
Wait, Jin Kong's child. You are now the sworn child of the Monkey King. She looks at you and looks at the Kilrathi horn that was shrunk down, and she's like, it makes sense that it was that size now. As you see all the puzzle pieces clicking in her mind, be like, why didn't I notice that sooner? Like, she's like, you've only been gone for like 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, 3 months you were gone. She walks into the claw and pour almost as if she's about to order a drink herself. she's like, I can't believe this.
What's wrong? I don't understand. He's my new brother.
No, I mean, she looks back and she's like, no, it's great. It's just first Zenai, now the Monkey King, and now an exiled Co from the Taru Kingdom. Things here on Tarnithia were a delicate balance, but it seems the arrival of you four have definitely, I don't want to say tipped the scales. It's more like you flipped over the entire table. So, yeah, the activities that you guys have been caught up in has definitely shaken a fragile stability that was on Tarnithia, because Tarnithia is one of the more underdeveloped continents. It's much more wild. The development of civilizations of the other species and everything is not well established. So yeah, that's why
We're establishing it.
Yeah, Jin Kong, the Monkey King, he mentioned before that after he found out about the vampires messing with the unicorns, the first thing he did was go back to check on his people and his army and everything, because if the Taru Kingdom, the Ko's, go to war, yeah, everything was about to get very messy, which is why he noped out very quickly.
Nope.
Yeah. However, Oppa is a valuable trading partner with a lot of the Sonwu. Laura exclaims. She immediately sets about writing a letter to send to Jin Kong to essentially find out if there's a way he can send a messenger or something to organize security or make sure that their trade is protected, etc., etc. So she's already thinking about the diplomatic route here to
Diplomatic headache we've brought upon her.
Exactly, because you've got an exiled rebel Co who might come storming into town looking for you guys. The Taru Kingdom is being whipped up into what looks like a state of war, and the Monk and the Sonwu are responding in kind. So yeah, it's things are about to get messy on this continent right as you guys are about to leave. Meanwhile,
we really did a number.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's just that lots of things are happening around you and your presence is influencing that. Like, it was already an unstable situation. Like, yeah. Right. So then, Hadrian notices Laura running off to go write a letter, so he sees that as his cue to be like, all right, who wants some pirate training? He rubs his hands together. Jack is at his side as well. Yeah. What do you guys?
Hyacinth just looks like.
Jareth appears next to you and is like, why do you look so down, little one? There are many things you can learn and do, even if you can't pick up a sword or a pistol.
I don't like the sea. If I fall in, I'll die.
Well, Hadrian laughs a little bit. That was actually going to be one of the first lessons. How to swim. You see Nyx turns a shade of pure white, and like all the color is drained out of their face at like the mention of this, because their character can't swim.
I was gonna say, she points at her wings. If they get wet, I'm like a damp napkin. They weigh me down.
You do have the ability to form yourself into a little cocoon that will make you waterproof, but yeah, if your wings...
That's right.
But the inside of your wings, if they get soaked, then you won't be able to fly. So the outside of your wings will be waterproof, but the inside are water absorbent.
Can you imagine how scary that would be to be like, you're in a cocoon to keep yourself afloat, but when you wake up or when you uncocoon yourself, you don't know where you are. You could probably still be at sea, or you could have made it to land.
But at least you will be afloat. What if you would just drown?
I'll starve.
Well, Hyacinth, through pure coincidence, you chose the perfect magic system to complement that.
What do you...
The astral projection. You wrap yourself up in a cocoon, and then you can see what's going on outside around you.
Of course, but if I fall off the boat, let's say I fall off the boat and I make myself into a cocoon and I look around, if there's oceans, yards and yards, miles and miles, ocean, that ain't gonna help much.
True, but I mean, you can at least like look to see what's going on around you, so you can try and find a way back. It still would be scary, but at least you wouldn't be completely blind, like locked in a barrel and thrown in the ocean, which has happened to some pirates. Don't worry, you'll learn about the pirate cruise in a bit. But first off, what would you guys like to learn? Were there any skills or abilities that you wanted to learn that you might be able to pick up here in town? Or are there anything that you particularly want the Hadrian and Jareth and Jack to teach you?
I'm gonna take a grape. I'm gonna go to one of the stall vendors and I'm gonna take a one grape.
Sure, he lets you have it. He's not gonna charge for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Spira and Sylaris, what would you like to learn?
Well, it depends. Can they give us some pistols and other weapons and bullets, or?
Oh yeah, these you see the twin pistols at Hadrian's side, because he's got the sword and the twin pistols. They are single shot, so it's not rapid fire. You essentially have to take a shot and then load the gunpowder into it to take another shot. So he says these are imp made. The imps love their explosives, probably because they've got diamond claws, so they don't have to worry about the consequences of handling explosives. But their pistols have never let me down. He says, and once you've fired a shot, you can always use the other end as a club. as he flips the gun in his hand and holds the butt end of the gun as like a whacking club kind of thing. He says, yeah, we'll teach all of you how to shoot the pistols. We'll teach you how to swim. Where, let's see, he looks at Jareth. What else do we need to know besides that? He says, the cannons, sir. All right, another imp invention. You need to learn how to aim and fire a cannon and reload one.
As y'all are talking, Hyacinth is just gonna like sit on Sylaris's shoulder and while eating a grape.
Just like, this doesn't help me at all.
I don't know how to do any of this.
But do you have enough supply of gunpowder?
Yeah, there was a supply on the ship that we stole from.
So we are not wasting precious gunpowder here.
No,
we
plus
plenty.
The pirate way is to always get what we need from the sea itself. So we'll acquire gunpowder from our enemies. He smiles.
Ah, I see. That makes sense. Okay.
He also says to to Hyacinth, and he's like, don't worry, Jackal here will teach you a little bit on how to pick a pocket and to pick a lock. Jareth perks up and says, lock picking was actually my specialty, so I'll help you with the lock picking. Jackal, you can teach the Fae how to pickpocket.
Why would I pick a pocket?
Let's just say your friends get captured and tied up and you need a key to get them out. And you need to acquire the key without being noticed. That kind of skill would be very handy. Jareth knows how to talk to you.
Can you teach me strength then to help be able to hold a key?
Yes. Wait a minute. Sylaris, Spira, and Nyx. Give me an intelligence roll. Just a pure intelligence roll.
Nyx isn't here.
I'll roll for Nyx, don't worry.
What is that?
Just intelligence, so plus 1.
It's a 0 for me.
19.
Oh, and that's 20.
And that's 20. Nice.
Smart.
You get the epiphany. You remember back to your aura training that one of the unexpected perks of being able to use aura is that you have a slight telekinesis effect around your body with your spirits. So you realize all this time that Hyacinth is actually much more capable of lifting objects than they realize if they actually use their spirits rather than their hands.
He's dumb. He doesn't
your,
understand.
Your training was literally to move gold leaf and then paper and then a stone. Like you literally floated stones around you to develop your aura control. So
All she knows is that she has powers and that they do things, and she doesn't understand them. She doesn't understand. You have to tell her.
yeah.
All right, Hyacinth, since you have this power, you can do this and this.
Spira, sorry, Sylaris, can you explain this to the Fae? That they don't have to pick up everything with their hands. You can even do a demonstration.
I think I would just do a demonstration. It would be easier.
How'd you do that?
See? This is how you do it.
You can do it too.
How'd you do that?
And I lift something, I don't know.
You can take the grape from her.
Yeah.
My grape!
Take it back.
I just levitate. Make the grape levitate. See? This is how you do it. So you are able to lift a
She
key.
tries it,
No
and it
problem.
immediately just gets flung at her.
Yeah, both
And
of
she
you.
doesn't know how to control it.
Both of you give me an Arcana roll. So let's see what happens to this grape. Oh my god. So Arcana plus your composure and resolve.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't
then
put that.
Yeah, just add it.
Composure and resolve would have been
I just put the Arcana.
Yep. So add
8. That'd be 8.
Oh my goodness. So that's what, 37 for Hyacinth? Sylaris, what was yours? Plus
so
2
it's
to that, so
Arcana,
24.
Composure, yeah, plus 2.
Okay, so the grape gets split in half because both of you rolled quite high, very high actually. But the Hyacinth's half like whizzes past them and flies straight through a newspaper that the shopkeeper was reading. Like you just see this grape pierce straight through the paper, and yeah. All the Thrope kind of just look at you guys like, wait, you guys can do this? Because they don't know what aura is. They don't know that you guys got training from the Seraphs.
My grape!
I wonder if you can use this in battle to throw rocks at people.
You could do that the entire time, especially with your Kilrathi needle.
I'm about to throw a rock at you if you don't get me another grape. She pouts.
The shopkeeper looks up at you and is just like, please, as he just like hands an entire punnet of grapes to Laura, and Laura just passes the entire punnet to the team, so everybody can take some grapes. So the crew is now going to train you guys on how to escape, to swim. Oh, so while the boats are being readied, Hadrian and Jackal are going to teach you the ways of the sea. So you're going to learn how to swim, how to break free of being incarcerated, how to fire a pistol and a cannon, how to swagger and be intimidating, because that is a very important part about being a pirate. Yeah, Jareth and Hadrian kind of laugh a little bit, and he says, it's a lawless world, so the only way others will respect you is if they get a taste of what you can dish out. No one likes a boop on the nose, so you gotta let them know you're a puncher. That's how Hadrian describes it.
A boop on the nose.
Exactly, because they are dog boys technically. So yeah, essentially, when people mess around with you, they're gonna see They're going to push your buttons. Other pirates love to push each other's buttons and see just what a new person is capable of, so they can get an understanding. So you have to be ready to boop back. And yeah, is there anything else you want to learn from us while we're here? Because yeah, Hadrian and Jared, I'll try to think if there's anything essential. Jared also says there's one more thing we need to discuss. We have 2 boats, but we don't have enough crew, which means we need every hand that we can get to run 2 ships at a time. That does mean that Roderick's gonna have to join us. I assume that you guys would prefer to be on the other boat to him.
Yes.
Definitely.
Please.
Please. Okay, we'll make plans for that then. We'll have to try and talk him into it. I think he might be just a bit more grateful that we've come back this time, so I don't think he'll put up that much of a fight. All right, let's do some training. So everybody give me a martial skill if you've got martial skills. So for Spira, you can use bow and arrow. Hyacinth, you're gonna have to sit this one out because you can't. Oh no, you can pick up a pistol with your aura.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I can like use it.
Yes, you can. It's just a floating gun next to you.
Pew pew. I guess.
If you don't like it, yeah, okay. Hadrian gives off a demonstration shot, and how does Hyacinth react to the sound and the noise and the explosion and the
Hates
powder and
it.
everything?
She's like covering her ears.
Okay, yeah, you choose to back out of this one then. Like, no, not for me.
Which is funny because she controls lightning, but if it comes to a pistol, she's like, no, that's not natural.
All right, so in that case, Spira, give me your bow and arrow skill. I'm going to nerf it a little bit because a pistol is slightly different, but Sylaris, give me a martial roll as well. You can use your dexterity for this.
Wait, I have a martial prowess skill.
Yes, martial
Should
prowess.
I use that and add my dexterity on top of it?
Yeah, just dexterity because you don't need any strength in
Okay.
shooting pistols. Okay, 27.
Oh
And-
my god, I can't believe
It's
this.
still a 20 when you add them together.
Yes, but it could be easily over 30.
All right, so the rest of the day is spent with you guys learning how to fire a pistol and reload it. Hyacinth absolutely despises the existence of these weapons. Something tells me Hyacinth is not going to get along with the imps if we ever do meet them. Understandable. They like their big booms. Let's see.
Poor Hyacinth.
I'm going to add into your martial prowess. I'll just factor in that you guys have been, because a gun is considered an exotic weapon in Sorors. You know, not every species is going to use them. The imps are the main producers of them, but even then, it's not advanced warfare in that sense. It's a simple circular ball of steel. It's not a bullet shape.
My goodness, how exotic.
Yeah, it's considered an exotic weapon. But yeah, you guys get the hang of it, and you know how to use one in a pinch. Spira, I assume that you still prefer the feeling of a bow and arrow in your hand.
Yeah.
But it is good to know because your guys will be, there'll be plenty of them on the crew and other pirates and such like that. So having access to them will be useful. Okay, he then teaches you guys how to use the cannons, and I assume, Hyacinth, you hate that even more. However, Hyacinth, the next lesson you might like, Jareth is going to teach all of you guys about cartography and how to read the stars so that if you ever get lost at sea, you'll be able to find your way. This one is going to be hard for Hyacinth because of your intelligence stat, but Sylaris, you were already partially trained in this anyway, so this will be easier for you. Okay, give me intelligence rolls, everybody. Okay, so
All things considered, my rolls hasn't been that bad.
yeah, today a little like wild today though, like up and down, but mostly up. All right, it's quite a boring lesson, but Jareth is a good teacher. He's very committed to this. So the four of you start to get a hang of it. You feel a little more comfortable now on where you are in the world. You can use the stars to help navigate at night or in the sea. Let's see, what else did he want to teach you? Oh yeah, the larceny and the pickpocketing. Who wants to learn how to pickpocket?
Since I
I'll
have,
do it.
you definitely should because you are small, but
I'm gonna help everyone.
Yeah, but You just gave me stealth, so I mean that's a new skill you gave me.
Yeah, you got a stealth stat.
So maybe I should learn at some degree.
Yep, you can learn that as well. I'm going to.
But if it's only just one people that can learn it, then it should be definitely Yahtzee.
Okay, just let me have a quick look at my notes here on what I wanted to teach you. Okay, so we're gonna do a split lesson here. Each person can pick either or of these. So one will be the swagger and the intimidation. So essentially how to behave like a pirate with other pirates. So your intimidation / diplomacy stat will go up by 1. The other is to boost your larceny skill up by 1. The other is the cartography one. I'm going to make it that your nature and survival skill will go up by 1. Each person can pick one of those.
Hyacinth's definitely not going to learn swagger because look at her.
It would be funny.
Me too. I am just too odd looking, so
I am gonna go for swagger.
Okay. So then the larceny, like you can both double dip into larceny if you want. So
What is larceny?
pickpocketing, like stealing,
Okay.
thievery. Okay. So in that case, Spira increase. So you gain a new skill in that, so +2. Sylaris.
I'm not sure because is it another skill or it will just up my intimidation? I mean the swagger one.
Yeah, the swagger one would push your diplomacy and sorry, not diplomacy.
Because
your
not the
diplomacy.
intimidation. You said the intimidation one will.
Yeah,
go up by
I'm gonna
1.
consider. Oh, I see here. You have intimidation as a stat.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is why I'm asking, because if it will go to +10, then I will choose that.
Yes, it will. It will go to +10.
Okay, then I will choose that.
The intimidation roll is also something that you can do in combat as well.
That's why. Yes.
Okay, and then we'll take Tella and buff their larceny to +5 with advantage.
Yeah!
You're becoming quite the thief now. Well, I mean, potential to be a thief, unintentionally.
What's a thief?
Exactly. All right. I'm looking at my notes. Right. So Key returns with their repaired katana. They are quite happy because it is no longer broken. You see, Prot did his absolute best. And while there's very obviously a mark on the blade where he rejoined the 2 broken pieces, it seems to be functional. Like, it's not aesthetically as pretty as it was before, but a sword is a sword and it cuts things. So it does what it was built to do. So yeah, Nyx is very happy. They will join in with the pirate training and they will pick some a skill next week as well. And yep, the weeks go by as you guys are trained and learn, and you run regular exercises as well. So we're going to also do a level up. You guys will get 2 attributes that you can distribute across you can get 1 in physical, mental, and social. So you get 3 points to spend, but only 1 in each. So 1 in your physical category, 1 in your mental, and 1 in your social.
Okay, 1 in each?
Yeah, 1 in each. So if you want to put 1 in strength, 1 in intelligence, and 1 in charisma, that would be those 3. But you can't just dump all 3 into intelligence.
I'll put 1 in 4. I have 4 dexterity now. And I'm gonna give her 1 intelligence. She's finally gonna get a little smarter.
She's growing. Character development.
And I'm gonna make her charisma at about 1. I'm gonna add 1 to charisma, so now she's at 3.
Isaac Newton had his apple moment. Hyacinth had that grape moment.
The grape moment.
Wait, I can do that?
What?
You discovered gravity, or in this case, aura.
Since when?
Right.
Spira is gonna do dexterity, so she's up to 5. I'm gonna up intelligence as well, so that is 2.
All right.
And then she's gonna be slightly manipulative now.
Ooh.
She's done that many times now.
From 0 to 1. There we go.
Yep.
All right. You guys are definitely, your characters have definitely developed over the past few months now. The full moon came and went. It was a very scary experience because you stayed at the Paw and Claw because that was where you guys have spent most of your time. So it's where your scent is most familiar for the rest of the town. So yeah, you stay in the Paw and Claw. The full moon comes in by. You hear the howling and the transformations and everything. But for the most part, it seems that you are disturbed by werewolves
They
breaking
sniff at
down
us
the wall.
and then they walk away.
Yeah, the you can hear the dire wolves and the giant leopards patrolling the streets during the full moon. Who here is brave enough to peek out the window?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Not after last time.
Okay. I assumed that everybody would like share a room like last time just to be safe.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it seems that Laura was right in introducing you to everybody as it seems the village functions just as it normally would during a full moon. The next day, most of the Thrope look exhausted, having done a full night's transformation. So it's a very lazy day the next day. Not even Prot wants to bang his hammer. So yeah, Isabel is a bit groggy, but she does her best to bring you food that Trop cooked in the kitchens for you guys. So even though they are running this inn together, this married couple, so they're doing their best even when they're feeling a bit under the weather. But yeah, you guys still receive your food and everything. But yeah, essentially the boats are repaired. Both of them are pulled into, and Jareth and Hadrian decide the final lesson is to tell you about the pirate crews that they know of. There are several pirate crews out there on the seas. They were once known as the Howlers. They disbanded, but their name should still be known by some of the older crews. Then there's also the Lycanites. They're also a Dog Thrope pirate crew. Their flag is a snarling silver wolf's head on a red backdrop. There is the Black Spot Bandits, which are a cat Thrope crew, and their flag is an elegant black cat silhouette set upon a field of green. There's the Crack Tooth pirate band, which the Howlers, which Thrope and Jareth have never met, but they've heard of the Crack Tooth pirates. They seem to be a mixed crew from the rumors, that they will accept anyone who is capable of working, but they're also known to be very harsh. The captain is very harsh and will drive his crew hard. So while they will take anyone they can get, they will make sure that they get maximum value out of the crew. Their flag is 2 yellow broken fangs on a black backdrop. Then there's the Myrmidons, which is a mer pack, and their flag is a bit ironic. It's a regal mermaid, like a beautiful mermaid of legend, on a blue backdrop, but real mer are nothing like what the stories say they are. And then finally there was the Jackals, which they've now learned was disbanded. So their members, if they are surviving members, they must be scattered or somewhere else. They had a lone jackal standing on top of a skull, and it was a black and white flag, like just monochrome. So those are the pirate crews that would sail in this area. And you guys might meet one, you might meet all of them, you might meet none of them. Oh yeah, Spira, what do you want to do with the last potion that you couldn't figure out? The clear bottle with the clear liquid with the missing label.
Save it until I figure out what it is.
Okay. You don't want to taste it?
No.
Dang it. All
Speaking
right.
of potions, can I just ask one more thing? Because I just noticed that I don't know the properties of the vampire blood. I have 2 jars of vampire blood.
Vampire blood? Oh yeah, you got it from the brother. Yes.
And I never analyzed it.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll bring you the results of that next week, if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because
That's
that one might be a bit more
Okay.
specific. But that's where we'll call it for today. The next episode should be right here. Thanks for watching.